Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms, Part 89. This is the 89th video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 441 to 445. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 441. Have an edge on someone. And the example is, I have an edge on my main opponent in the upcoming race because I have trained much harder and longer than he has. Can you guess the meaning? And the correct answer is B, to have an advantage over someone. And in this case, in our example, they're talking about how this person has the advantage over their opponent because they have trained much harder and longer than their opponent has for this race. Okay, so they have an edge. That's the edge. The edge is this, let's say, training. Okay? Here's another example. Juan is a great debater, so we have an edge on the other team in the debate next week. In this example, the edge or the advantage is this person Juan because he's a great debater. He's going to be maybe better than the other debaters on the other team that they're going to have, okay, in this debate. All right, so that's their advantage. That's the edge that they have over the other team or on the other team. That's how we use it. All right, and now for number 442, out of the picture. And the example is, at one time, he was the most popular player on the team. But after a few years, the team acquired many other good players. And now, his popularity has gradually drifted out of the picture. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, something no longer involved or relevant to a situation. And that's what it means if something is out of the picture. Like in our example, they're talking about how this player was the most popular player on the team, but then his popularity slowly went out of the picture, was no longer relevant because the team picked up or acquired other players that were popular because they were good probably. All right. So his popularity is slowly drifting or becoming less relevant to this situation, right, on the team. Here's another example. Robots will soon cut humans out of the picture in all manufacturing jobs. All right, now we're talking about how robots will make humans who have manufacturing jobs, or they work in factories, right, for these kind of things, they're going to be cut out of the picture, meaning that they're no longer going to be relevant, right? Or they're not going to be involved anymore in this process or in this job because the robots can do it, which we see everywhere now, right? Okay, now for number 443, get under one's skin. And the example is, my English teacher is really nice, but sometimes her shrill voice gets under my skin. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is a source of irritation. That's what it means. If something gets under your skin, it bothers you a lot. In this case, it's this teacher's voice. It's very shrill, which means it's very unpleasant. It's usually loud, and there's kind of like it's a high-pitched voice, okay? It's hard to listen to, okay? That's why it gets under this person's skin. Here's another example. Carol's mom is very helpful and caring, but she told me that her mom's constant nagging really gets under her skin at times. In this case, this person's mom, Carol's mom here, nags too much. Nagging means they keep asking somebody to do something and they don't stop, okay? They just keep on nagging. Please do this, okay? So they're nagging. This is what gets Carol upset or irritates her. Her mom's nagging. Got it? All right. Now for number 444. Sweat out something. And the example is, I heard that they were going to lay off several people in my department. So I've been sweating out the thought of being unemployed ever since I heard the news. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to endure or await something that makes one feel nervous or anxious. That's what it means if you sweat out something. We can even say sweat something out. This is how this works, okay? In the case of our example, the person was sweating out the thought of being unemployed. They were nervous. They were awaiting this, right? So they were sweating it out. They were worrying about losing their job. All right? That's what it means to sweat out something. In this case, it was their job. Here's another example. Veteran investors are used to sweating out economic downturns like the one we are experiencing right now. All right, in this case, these people they're talking about, these veteran investors, they've been investing for a long time probably in the stock market. They're used to economic downturns or when the economy is doing bad and the stock market goes down, right? But these guys are not worried. They're not anxious because they've been there before. They know this is going to come back up eventually. All right, that's what it means. And now for our final idiom number 445. To be on the outs with someone. And the example is, ever since my uncle scratched my new car after I lent it to him, I have been on the outs with him. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to be no longer on good terms with someone. All right, and that's what it means if you're on the outs with someone. Like in our example, this person lent their car to their uncle who scratched it. All right, and they're very upset, and now they're fighting probably, and they're probably not even talking. So they're on the outs with each other. Well, in the case of our example, this person is on the outs with their uncle. See how it's used? Here's another example. My brother and I have been on the outs ever since he accused me of stealing his candy after Halloween. All right. Never steal someone's Halloween candy. Or to be accused of it, like in this case, the brothers were fighting over the one thought the other had stolen their candy. All right. So they're on the outs, right? They're no longer in a good relationship or on good terms, as we say. All right. That's what it means. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And do one more thing. Keep practicing. See you next time.